Hi, good morning. My name is Kike, your host today on the podcast White Reflections by Hadufe. White Reflections by Hadufe is a podcast that delves into life complexities and modern day life dynamics. As you all know, what we try to do on the show is we try to bring people with real life experiences on the show to come share the experience with us. Perhaps somebody going through something similar can benefit from it. We also bring in experts to share their wealth of knowledge with us. Perhaps also somebody going through something similar can benefit from it. Today, joining me on the show is Jason Timileyin, the founder of Niger Fitness Club. That club was founded in 2018, and it's a community of people who are basically about fitness and nutrition. Today we shall be talking about weight loss from a nutritionist, point of view. We shall be examining and talking about the myths and the truths behind weight loss. Join us as we have this interesting conversation. Good morning, Jason Timileyin.
Good morning, Ma.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Pleasure.
Yes. Jason Timileyin, I won't lie to you. From experience, I know that, weight loss is one of the hardest process. And it takes a lot of discipline. So I'm not going to make it look so simple because I've been there. And I know for a fact that aside the pain of discipline, you also have to, practice mindful eating. Yes. If you really want to achieve, your aim at the end of the day. So let me start by saying that what inspired you into the journey of fitness, weight loss?
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm from a family where most of us are slim. There's no fat person in my family. So when we gain weight in my family, it's probably just the tummy, those kind of people. We call them ectomorphs.
Okay.
We don't gain weight like mesomorphs and endomorphs. So we don't gain weight like that. So I felt that meant we were healthy until I realized I was wrong. So it got to a point where my mom developed cancer. She had cancer, and then we were on it for a while, and then from there, before I knew it, I lost her. And then again, I also had a surgery, a breast surgery. The same nature. So it was there I discovered that, okay, hold on. I used to think that it was just people that were, physically fat, that just had health issues and had to be very conscious of what they ate and all of that. So from there, I began to, do my research. I got more interested in my health, like what I ate, how it affected my skin, how it affected my body, how it affected my health. So I got very curious about a lot of things, and I took my time to make researches. I went online, searched the latest fitness programs, searched for which one I could enroll in, and to just get my health as optimal as possible. So that was why I developed it. So it was painful for me because I thought my mom was healthy all along. I felt, okay, my mom wasn't fat, so why should she be sick? And even people that were fatter than her, they could have been the ones that would have, suffered those kinds of things. So it was really very shocking for me. So it was there I got to know the different body types that we have. I got to know that it doesn't have to do with your weight. Whether you're slim or you're fat. I would even say fat people are luckier than slim people, than ectomorphs like me. For instance, if I gain weight now, I would most likely not gain so much weight, probably say on my arms. But I might gain weight on a part of my body where I can hide, like probably my tummy. I can probably wear tight leggings on and you won't know. And when you're looking at me on the outside, I'm slim, I'm an ectomorph, you think I'm healthy, do you understand? So I realized that it is not about how you look on the outside alone. Although with time, some ectomorphs, what they eat catches up with them, do you understand? And they start, having stubborn belly fat and skin issues and all of that. And then they start realizing, oh, this thing is, where is this coming from? I wasn't this fat before. My tummy was all flat before. I was slim before. When I was in secondary school, I was in university, I was slim and all of that. So it ends up catching up with them sooner or later. So before that happens, I feel people should, realize that my body type does not imply that, like, I mean, it's like a gift from, it's not a gift, so to, it's not really a gift, because if I call it a gift, that means I'm giving people that an ectomorph, I'm giving them the right or that excuse that they always have, like, me, I can eat like an elephant, and I can get away with it, and I won't be fat. While my friend, and most of the people that have cancer disease that I look at, most of them, they're not even fat. They're not fat people. I mean, so it's not about how you look. So that really inspired when I said, okay, I want to just really help a lot of people. And then I had lower belly fat mostly. When I gave it, I had lower belly fat. So I felt it was stubborn fat and I couldn't get rid of it. And I just had to be there, and there's nothing I can do about it. And then the things I was seeing online, the kind of people that I was seeing online too, like, really encouraged me to think in that way, like, oh, this person is not fat, but then there's this part of the tummy that is always very stubborn. So but I think it's normal. And I discovered, of course, that there's a kind of fat that is normal. Like, there's a kind of fat that is, you can't, like, normal. It's not healthy to be fatless. No, it's not. Your body organs need fat. They need fat. But the kind of fat I'm talking about is the kind that it has come out of place of, you have tried everything that you can, and then it's not working. So you just conclude that nothing can work. Do you understand? You just conclude that, oh, this fat, I can't get rid of it. So that means it's just normal. Let everybody just accept the fact that you always have this belly fat, or you'll be stuck with this fat. But and I realized that after doing my research and doing some things, and I discovered that it wasn't normal for me to have that, like, kind of fat, lower belly fat. So I brought it down. I was like, wow, after all these years, like, this is something. Then I created a community to help people.
We'll come to that. Yes, came about. And I love that your story is very inspiring and it's born out of.
It doesn't just work for me. I started helping people, and they started seeing results too. And I was like, oh, this thing, like, a lot of people need to know that you don't have to settle for lower belly, because it comes with other things, not just.
Okay, so we'll get to that. This is similar. I love the fact that your story is very inspiring and it's born out of, some of the experiences you've had. And I know that there's this myth about fat people being unhealthy. I love the fact that you touched that, because I've seen many slim people who are very unhealthy, and I've seen healthy fat people, So I really don't like to judge anybody's body type, because our body type, like you said, is very different. And there are so many things, especially for women, that predisposes us to, being on the bigger side, like genetics, environment, sleep habits, diet, what you take in, calories in versus calories out. So a number of things, contributes to a woman, becoming fat over time and all of that. Now I want to ask, what is a healthy weight? What would you say is a healthy weight gain? Weight range, yes.
Well, it depends.
Weight range, because you talked about endomorphs and. Okay, so I really want you to buttress on that.
Okay, so talking about your weight, I'm always very careful talking about the LD range or the right range. For instance, when there was a time I had some symptoms of pre-diabetes, and I wasn't fat then. I had symptoms of pre-diabetes, and I think
were you stocking up on sugary things?
Yeah, I didn't really care about what I ate. I didn't really care about what I ate. I was just eating normally, or I was eating some things I thought were healthy, but they were even sugary stuff. Do you understand?
Okay, we are coming back to that.
Yes. Okay. The LD. Yeah, I'm always careful talking about that, because there's no LD. I won't say there's the LD range. I always, for instance, recently I've been saying that I want to stop doing weight loss for people. Why? I want to focus on bringing down their belly fat for them, because there's some people that feel like they are in the LD range, but they have this stubborn belly fat, and it's an indication of something more serious. So I would not say it is the weight that you should focus on. Focus on how healthy you feel. Focus on what you were then and how you feel now. Like, there was a time in your life that your skin was better than this, your tummy wasn't this big, you weren't feeling this way. Do you understand? So I want them to focus on that. When you are overweight, you will know. When you've crossed that. Even recently, I stopped checking my weight. Why? How do I judge if I'm healthy or not? How I feel, how my skin looks, and what I look like in the mirror. That's why. So there are some people, they are my friends that they are probably 70 kg, 6 kg, which is not bad.
Oh, then 70 kg?
Yes, which is not bad.
When you've crossed the line, when you're over 70, is that bad?
70 kg.
No, I'm saying 70 something kg. Is that good or bad?
No, it depends on how
It
you, like I
depends
said,
on-
it depends,
okay.
it depends on you, and it
Okay.
depends on your height too. It depends on your height.
Exactly. I was
It
coming
depends
to
on
that.
it depends on your bone structure. It depends on a lot of things. So I don't always want to say once you are 70 kg, you're already overweight. I would never say that.
Okay.
So I always ask them to use other parameters to
Okay.
judge, how healthy they think they are. So it is not really the weight per se.
The body
Because
muscle
you
mass.
can be 70 kg, which people might cause, and you might have very unhealthy skin. You might eat unhealthy. Like I said earlier, it doesn't mean the fact that I'm slim means I'm healthy. Don't consider the weight. I'm still in a safe weight range. I'm good to go, and I can do whatever I like. No. When we ask people to just judge by their weight, of course, when I ask the people to judge how far they've come with their fitness journey, the weight is one of the things we consider. But don't use your weight to judge how healthy you are. Don't use just your weight. It shouldn't be the primary thing.
Okay.
It shouldn't be the primary thing that you use.
And that's not a
So
pass
it's
for you
not
to
a-
eat whatever you want to eat
whatever
because you
like.
think
So
you're
it is
slim
not-
and then you
exactly.
can get
So
away
it is
with
not-
it.
It is not
Yes, I know people do that a lot. I mean, I have a friend
Yes.
who eats everything and she's this slim,
And she thinks she's lucky.
Yes,
Or luckier than
yes,
someone else.
yes,
Which is
yes,
not supposed to be.
yes. Thank you very much. So there are so many myths behind weight loss. The fad diet, the crash diet. You can't eat at a particular time. After a particular time, you have to cut out an entire group of food, which was what I did. Sometimes last year I just embarked on this weight loss journey, and I realized that the first thing I did then, without knowing, was cutting out an entire group of food. I did lose weight, but it wasn't sustainable. I remember after like 3-4 weeks, I'd already started seeing the results. Yes, and I was happy, but at the same time I realized that I couldn't sustain it, and my insane cravings for sugar came rushing back. So I had to take a backseat and ask myself, how exactly do I want to go with this on the long term instead of the short term and then falling back flat? So I know there are so many myths behind weight loss, and I would like you to share and debunk some of them right now, like the yo-yo dieting, the crash diets, the fat diet, the fact that you cannot eat at a particular point or a time after a particular time, cutting out an entire group of food. I want you to buttress on that.
Okay, before I talk about that, I think your coach wasn't entirely wrong.
Okay.
But I think your coach's method was wrong.
I didn't have a coach.
instance-
I was my own coach.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm talking about the program that you said you were on then.
No. I said I started.
Okay, you started
Yes.
on your own.
On my own.
Okay. So what you did is actually very commendable.
Okay.
It's very commendable because you would have, during those 3 weeks, you would have needed a lot of discipline.
Yes.
A lot of
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's
I
like
did
it's very
discipline.
good thing. Discipline is very, very good. But I think your method was wrong. Like your
Okay.
approach to it was wrong. In the sense that, for instance, if you're addicted to something, say, what are you addicted to? What do you really like?
So
Okay, you're addicted to Coke. So when you start your fitness journey and you're asked to cut off Coke or things that can give you that Coke feeling of everything, it might feel like, oh, this is very hard and all of that. But if the person tries to help you identify, okay, why do you even take Coke? What are you trying to relieve yourself off by taking the Coke? Is it that you're always stressed and you need it? Let's get to the roots. If you did it that way, it would have been a better approach, which means that at the end of the day, you might not be taking the Coke, but you'll be doing something else that will make you feel good, make you feel fulfilled. You work on your stress management and all of those other things, such that by the time after a while, you just go, I'm not taking Coke for a while, and it wasn't like I really restricted I just fixed the root of the problem. Do you understand? So I think your intention was right, but your method, it can be worked on. So talking about the fitness myth that we have, oh my God, there is so many of them. They're like lots and lots, and they keep multiplying every day. And the painful thing is that there are a lot of things that don't work for people, and they hold on to it so much, and they say, oh, it has to work. It's working for this person. Why is it not working for me? It has to work for me. It has to work for me. So the first one is what I said earlier, which is that the fact that you are slim doesn't mean you are healthy. It doesn't mean, like, as I am now, I've taken effort, like I've lost about probably 6 kg this year or 7 kg. I take like conscious effort to watch my weight. When I want to do weight gain, I do it the LD way. When I want to lose weight, I do it like the LD way. So I take conscious effort to do all of that. But you can't say that I'm the standard for LD. For the LD weight, if I tell you my weight, it doesn't. Everybody has to be that way before they can be LD. I am not the standard, so I can't say because I am slim now that I'm LD. Of course, I've done things to get here, but everybody that is slim cannot say we are LDer than people that are fat. That is the first myth. And then the second myth, fitness myth is that you always have to snack. That once you can't snack, like snacking like is the normal thing. But essentially, it's not like you cannot snack, but essentially snacking is a mindless activity. Like you're talking about mindful eating the other time. So when you encourage snacking, you encourage people to eat mindless. Like when I'm snacking most of the times, I don't do just snacking. I do it with something else. So that I don't even know that. I just start throwing something in my mouth and just relieve myself and maybe read or do some other things. Do you understand? So people feel like snacking is like a normal thing. That's another fitness myth that people have. Then third of all, people feel like,
so if you're on a weight loss journey, you shouldn't snack?
No, they consider it like it is normal, like you must snack, which is a fitness. You don't have to snack. In fact, some people need to be delivered from snack first before they can develop.
But if you need to snack, can you snack on healthy?
I'm not saying you cannot snack at all, but people believe that once you start a fitness journey, you must snack. Like they don't even focus on whether the meals I'm eating, are they feeling? Am I getting satisfied? And because my snacking can get mindless, most times it doesn't have content. When I say, okay, snack on just maybe 2 coaster biscuits or another, at the end of the day, I'm trying to probably even punish you because you won't get filled, first of all. So you have to say, why am I snacking? What's the purpose of the snacking? Is it that I'm hungry and the last meal I ate wasn't okay, or I need to eat another meal? Let me even eat a meal. So they believe that snacking is like normal. Like some people even take snacking more serious than the main meal, which is not supposed to be. So that's another myth. Then the third myth is that once your parents suffer from a particular thing or have a particular way, then you have to go through the same thing too. So the thing they do is that they give, let's say genetics has maybe 40% to blame for what is happening to you. They give it probably 70%. So that's another myth. Like once my mom had diabetes and my grandma had diabetes, so I have to have diabetes. And it makes them feel like, oh, there's actually nothing I can do about it since they had it. So what's the point? Let me just enjoy my life, and then when the time comes, I'll do what they do. It makes them resign to, like, it's a very terrible thing. It makes them resign to this fate that, oh, since my mom had it, then I have to have it. That they don't have anybody to ask that. You know that. Then the fourth myth is that drugs cure illnesses, and that's the fourth myth. Like once I do this and it doesn't work, once I try to get LD, I can always fall back to drugs. And what drugs do mostly is that they cure. I don't want to go into that, but drugs just fix the symptoms. That's what drugs do. They help you manage things. They help you manage the symptoms and stuff. Another myth people have is that hormonal imbalance can be fixed. PCOS can be fixed. You just have to manage it for the rest of your life. That's another myth that women have. And I tell them that, okay, if you're not born, before you can conclude that something can only be managed for the rest of it, ask yourself, was I born with this thing? At what stage did I develop?
with diet, these are things that we can. So cutting out an entire group of food when you're on diet, is it a fact or a myth?
Is it a fact or I won't say it's a fact. I won't say it depends on you. Because when people come to me, I ask them specific questions. I ask them about their allergies. I ask them about their current eating patterns. I ask them things that they're addicted to. I ask them for their medical history, what's running in your family. So I try to know what stage you are at. What are the things that you are even addicted to? That will make me determine how we're going to manage. So I won't say cutting off totally. I would say you can abstain for a while. And when you abstain, you don't just abstain for, I'm not eating this thing. What are you doing instead?
So for example, do you draw out meal plans for people?
Yes, I do that.
So I want to ask, do you tell them to feed on vegetables alone and fruits? Because I
don't like vegetables and I don't like fruits. I hardly eat vegetables and fruits.
Okay.
I don't like eating what doesn't fill me well. I don't like what spikes my hunger. So there are some things I focus on in my fitness program. I focus mostly on satiety. I want to get filled. Just eat and be full.
So how many times?
Full.
How many times do you eat in a day?
2 to 3 times.
And it has to be your main, like
and your
the
meal
main.
have to be full. So we focus on satiety. That's one of the things we focus on. So I don't like cabbage. I don't like vegetables. I don't like them for some reasons. I feel it doesn't fill you, and it makes you have this feeling of that I'm dieting. This is the average person doesn't eat cabbage. The average person doesn't eat. What we eat, vegetables we eat are leafy greens. That's what we eat. That's what we're used to. So we don't like cabbage and all of these things. So I don't like cabbage. I can ask you to, if you like, no problem. But I won't say you should base your meals on eating cabbage, because that's very, very like tedious and boring, and it makes it very difficult for you to do.
Go on that process.
It makes it very difficult for you. So I don't tell them eat vegetables. I'll ask, okay, I'll ask what their body needs. Or I find out what their body needs. Oh, you have cravings. Oh, could it be that you're iron deficient? Should we increase meals that have iron on your timetable, so that by the time you get filled more and your iron increases, then you have as much craving. So
do you include rice in people's meal plan?
It depends on them, what they want, their goals, and the stage.
But if my goal is to lose weight,
if your goal is to eat,
my goal is to lose weight,
just to lose weight,
what kind of meal plan?
If your goal is
will you draw out?
If your goal is to lose weight, I will still consider those factors. So if for instance, if I say that okay, eat rice, this so number, okay, and then I'll ask you first, what's your goal? How many kg do you want to lose in a month? So match your expectations with reality. You want to lose 10 kg every month, and you eat bread all the time, you eat this, you eat that. So I'll ask you, can you lower your expectations first? And I tell them sometimes too that no matter how motivated you are at the beginning of the fitness journey, no matter how good your coach is, the motivation on day 1 and on day 21 cannot be the same. It is not the same. So we consider that.
So what usually happens?
I try to make them achieve much at the beginning.
Okay.
I try to help them work on stress management at the beginning. I try to help them work on addictions at the beginning. I try to get them, even some of them, as soon as like 3 weeks, if you have skin issues, start clearing. I start to make them see all those benefits, so that later on we want to start. Of course, we have phases in our fitness, in our meal plan. We have phase 1, phase 2. So phase 1 can be like 1 week to 10 days. That will move to the next phase. Like, okay, this is the result of this and this. Then move to the next phase. Then move to the next phase. And at each phase, we try to include meals, include another meal, include this meal, include it, and then we talk. It depends on the kind of program you enroll for, actually, because there are group plans and there are personal plans. So for personal plans, they are more flexible in the sense that, okay, coach, I don't eat this. We don't eat this in our family, so I can't eat it at all. So I know that, and because it's a flexible plan, we always talk. Oh, okay, coach, I'm traveling next week, and this thing I might not get it where I'm going. What do we do? So it's always like that. So it's not just one size fits all, especially if it's not a group coaching. So there are phases. So by the time you get to this phase, see this. Okay, you said you have skin this. Okay, do you know that this food contains this? You know this. What if we remove this and we add this for this number of weeks? Can you see how your body reacted to it?
Okay, so I want to ask you, coach.
We do it in phases.
But there's the general rule that if you want to really lose weight drastically, you have to cut down on your calories, and majorly these calories, food that are rich in, food that are high in calories, are basically carbohydrates.
Not always. Not always.
Not all
okay. Carbohydrates.
And that you should include more fiber into your meal. That's what they will tell you. So they will tell you cut down on bread, rice, and some other, and I've seen people do that, and then feed more on protein, maybe proteins like beans, fish.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. What I say, beans is not protein. It's
until recently, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so beans, fish, cut out meat, red meat, beans, fish, vegetables, and some of these things. And that's why I asked, because I really want you to touch on that. That's the myth behind it. So for whatever body type that you're treating, do you tell them? Now you just talked about beans being complex carb, which I discovered recently. So what do you do? What do you tell them generally in terms of meal plan? Is it right to cut out carbohydrates? I mean, that's the question I'm trying to ask. Is it right to cut it out? Because you need it.
Do you know the irony? The irony is that there's hardly any food on earth that doesn't have carbs. Eggs have carbs. Carrots high in carbs, even as sugar. So when people say, I'm eating carrots, I'm eating cabbage, I'm not eating, it is carbs. you don't cut out carbs entirely. People don't cut out.
Exactly.
Even when you cut it out, I tell people that, okay, even when you cut it out, okay, assuming you eat a full plate of rice normally and one very tiny meat on top, and you eat a lot of oily stew and all of that, and you've been eating that way for a while, and they say, okay, you have to cut down the carbs, or if you're addicted to it, maybe cut off it for a while and all of that. So the carbs now that you're what's it called now? The carbs now that you're eating, you have to, when they say you should reduce it, and they give you something else, have you considered what that thing has to? What are the nutrients? What category of food is carrots? Basically carbs. Most of these foods are carbs. Egg has carbs. A lot of these things have carbs.
Egg has carbs.
Yes, it has carbs in it.
The yolk or the white?
Let me say both.
Both.
Although I like the yolk better, because that's where the nutrients are packed. Yeah, so egg has carbs. A lot of all these things have carbs. So I don't think you can entirely cut out carbs totally, because somehow you still even your seasoning, some of these things have carbs. All these natural seasonings, all of them have a certain amount of carbs in them, so it is not possible. But if I discover, let me tell you, if I discover that you're addicted to something, I might not say with my mouth. In fact, I don't write do's and don'ts for my clients. I don't write because I give you do's and don'ts, I'll get you scared. I'll get you worried. 50 do's and don'ts to lose weight. How will I keep to all 50? Can I keep to just 10 out of 50 and all of that? I start creating fear. I don't give them that. I focus on what works. What will get you off the addiction? What will help you later? Like when you even finish the program, you'll be able to sustain on your own.
On your own, without having to.
Why are you even eating the way you are eating to start with? Is it that you are stressed? Is it that you are addicted? Is it that that's how you were raised? Is it that what is the problem? Let's get to the roots. So that's why I always advise people that most times they should of course, if you do a general plan, fine, but it depends on the level where you're at. If you know you're very addicted, then enroll for a personal program where I can monitor your progress very closely, and then later on you won't
very quickly, Jason, Timile, I want to ask. I know metabolism plays a major role
in weight loss.
If I'm right, yes, and it differs in people, yes. And I have also realized that after a certain age, your metabolism, declines. That's the metabolic rate comes down, especially after 40. It becomes very difficult to lose weight. I'm saying I've observed that. I don't know how true that is. Is that a fact or a myth? That's one. Two, this stubborn belly fat, that's like the biggest issue with people. It's very hard to lose. And I've also heard that if you don't eat after 6, close your food, your that window, that eating period should be from a particular time to a particular time, and you must not exceed a particular time. I've heard people say if you can stop eating after 6, your belly fat will automatically go, as a matter of fact, reduce. Is this a fact or a myth? Okay. That's the second one. This third question, this is a personal experience. So please, just go on.
So I will ask your age. Generally, whether you are a fitness coach, fitness student, normal human, whoever you are, the age, there starts the decline in stuff like things that you took for granted when you were in secondary school, that you ate everything. When you get to university and you discover that it wasn't the same thing again. The game changed. Like it was an entirely different ball game. Things changed, and that happens. But then again, apart from that, I'm always careful to not make people believe that that's a primary factor or that's the only factor. Let me say, because the thing is that, like they say, old habits die hard. If I was raised eating a particular way, and then the compound effects of those things have caught up with me, and then things start happening, it will be difficult. Even the habit will pull me back, except it's a very serious.
No, but if you've stopped, what I'm asking now is it difficult to lose weight after a certain age?
Yeah,
if you put in the same
age plays a factor. Okay, but if you put in the effort that someone that is not your age puts into, you will get the same results. You will, if you do the right thing. Yes, you will. You will. It is only when the method that you're using is wrong. And which will lead me to the second question, which is the calorie thing that you're talking about. I know about calorie counting. I've done a lot of calorie counting myself.
Yes, complicated diets.
But I'm always careful to count calories. I tell my clients to count calories. Why? Because something can contain 0 calories and be unhealthy. And a lot of things have that. So there's a particular dairy product that I think they say maybe just 2 calories per hour, maybe one this thing. But ingredients in it, they can affect your health. For instance, let me give you an example. 3 days ago, okay, I monitor my blood glucose. So 3 days ago, I checked it and it was very high. I checked yesterday. Okay, I checked 4 days ago. I've been checking for like the past 1 week. But I noticed that it stayed consistently high. I was like, what's going on? What am I eating? So, and normally it doesn't go that high. And I've been watching. At a point, I started doing 1 meal a day. I started watching what I ate, and the things that I applied to my diabetic patient, I applied it, but it wasn't not coming down until I discovered that one of the natural seasonings that I bought, and they wrote natural seasoning on it, he had MSG. And it's one of the
you don't use MSG.
He has MSG, he has some things, he has some of this cornstarch, he has some of these things, and it spiked my blood sugar, and I did not know. So for someone, it might be the common effect of of that particular thing. It might be that because I've been abusing for a while, and then now my body doesn't want it anymore. It might be different for someone that is younger than me, or someone that is just, But what I'm trying to say is that it's not about the calories alone. There are things that doesn't affect your weight. I mean, do I look like my blood sugar is high, or was high 3 days ago? I don't look like that. But it shut up my insulin level, it shut up my blood sugar. And it was just something as small as something that is found in Maggi that refused to make my blood sugar level come down.
And so it was supposed to be natural.
It was supposed to be a natural ingredient, just to season it in my food to make it, taste nice. And I looked at it like, so this thing is not just, and over time I've discovered that it's not just about calories alone. And the calories thing doesn't work for everybody. For example, I have a lot of clients that have PCOS. And no matter, even if they eat little, they don't lose weight. It's not about eating little for them. It's not about eating little. So calorie count works for, like normally we say, of course, common sense will tell you that you are eating a lot, reduce it. By the time you reduce it, you lose weight and you exercise more. You burn more calories and eat less calories, you lose weight. Simple mathematics, but it doesn't work for everybody. Some people eat very little, but they don't lose weight. Why? Because calorie counting doesn't work for everybody. So while I do my program, I try to avoid it as much. If I apply it, to probably be that you have been doing your fitness program for like 2 months, and you've already, then we now get to a point where you have better relationship with food, and we can say, okay, this one, just count the calories in this and count it in this and do that and all of that. But at the beginning, except my clients pay, it's not free. So at the beginning, instead of using you to do test run for 2 weeks, let me just count calories. Oh, calorie counting doesn't work. Let me try the next thing. It doesn't work. By the time we try the 40, don't worry, it will work. No, I try to do what works right from the start, and I try to use the health approach for most people. Yes, I look at the health approach because a lot of women are affected by things that contain, women's hormones are very sensitive. So we get affected by things that even men get away with. A lot of gym bros, once they gym, they look okay, nothing affects them like that and all of that. But women, it tells them that hormonal imbalance, PCOS, infertility, and all that. So I'm always trying to take the health approach to women. That I'm always very careful about their health. Very, very careful. Because if I'm just saying eat calories, it might not work for you.
So it's not about the calories in and calories out. It works for some complicated diets and all of that. But not everybody.
I feel there are more serious issues to look at than calorie counting. There are more serious issues. So you can't just pick the calories.
Thank you so much. So I want to ask, when it comes to weight loss, what role does diet, your nutrition, what percentage does it take? What percentage does exercise take? I really want you to answer that question.
Okay, so first of all,
can you eat everything and still go to the gym and burn?
First of all, I want to say something. I don't like the word dieting.
Okay.
I'm always very careful to use it because, of course, it's not a bad word. Okay. It's not really totally bad. But when you tell people, for example, if I come to you and say, I want to help you burn your belly fat, I want to help you lose weight, I want to help you look good, I want to help you regain your confidence, it sounds good to you. You want to do it, but if I say, I want to diet,
it's almost like you're depriving me. I'm
always very, very careful to use the word dieting. So, back to the question.
So the question is, what percentage does exercise take in your weight loss journey, and what percentage does your nutrition,
we can't
diet?
Just say it's just diet, and we can't just say it's just nutrition and exercise. Exercise can take, let me start with food. Food will take as much as 60% or 70%, because if you don't exercise, you can lose weight. I won't encourage you not to exercise because I love exercising. I love exercise, so I would not encourage you to do that. And it's being sedentary is not the way to go. It can affect your health. It might not affect your weight, so to speak, but it will definitely affect your health. So exercise.
So if you don't exercise, you can lose weight.
You can't lose weight. You can lose weight. You should exercise.
Okay.
for your
Fine.
health's sake. So I'm not
that
done
point
with it.
taken.
I'm not done
I
with
want to
it.
ask, no, before you go ahead.
Okay.
But if you exercise without your
Taking
nutrition,
care of your distance. First
can
of
you
all,
lose weight?
If you get results, first of all, it will be slower.
Okay.
Then second of all, it will make you have a wrong mindset about exercise. Like, once I eat skinny, let me just get to the gym and burn it off. And it doesn't work that way. I mean, even if you exercise too much, like cardio, like run, like the more I run, the more I sweat, the more the calories burn and everything, you just raise your cortisol, like your stress hormones, like, and it can affect you. It can even make
so
your
when
body,
you are exercising,
when you exercise, when you are doing too much cardio, like for people that always want to use exercise to burn calories, they are so obsessed with that. So I've eaten this wrong food, I ate this thing, and my coach said I should not eat 300 calories. So let me get to the gym. What does it take? How long? And when you check Google, how do I burn maybe 800 calories? They run for 2 hours or do run on the treadmill for 1.5 hours. So when you get after myself, you're always in cardios upon cardios or exercise that will make you sweat a lot, which is not good for you. Cardios are good generally, but when you do it too much, your body doesn't like it like that. It doesn't like
so
it. So
how many times should you exercise in a week?
It depends.
How many times would you recommend?
I
know people will sleep in the gym.
I'll say number of hours, because as little as 3 times a week is
fine. It's fine.
But each has to be intense. It is not check my phone for 5 minutes, go back for 10 minutes, check my phone for no. Like, it has to be very intense, like focus on it. Your mind has to be on that, and it has to be intense. If you do this as little as 3 times a week, you're fine. You're fine. But if you know you don't have that much time, you can spread the time over a number of days in the week. And that will also work for you. Okay,
well, one experience I had recently, when I started the weight loss, journey that I talked about, I wasn't going to the gym. And then for some reason, I decided, after about a few months that I started that, so let me incorporate, exercise into my weight loss, journey and all of that. And I started going to the gym. But you know what? I stopped. You know why I stopped? Because I realized I was gaining more weight. I'll check my weight.
Exercise is as little as sometimes even 10%. Because there are even more things I must.
No, I was still on diet. I was still very careful about my nutrition. But I realized that I gained a few pounds.
The type of exercises that you're doing too matters. If you do too much cardio, always at the treadmill, always the aerobics, all these things it might have the opposite effects. Then I was talking the other time about the percentage. If exercise takes 70%, stress management can also take maybe 20% or 10%. And I can give exercise maybe 5, then addiction control, how much you can control your addiction and all of that, which will of course work with the stress management. That will also take its own percentage. So food will always be the number one. What
your nutrition.
It will always be. It's always, and I would advise you to prioritize it. Don't prioritize exercise over. People make them say the Lord, is it not to burn calories? Maybe I've eaten 1 donut. I'll go to the gym in the evening and burn it off. It doesn't work that. And the effect of food, look at the Maggi what MSG that I add. The calorie, if you check a small, how big is the Maggi cube? How big is it? How big is it? What can be the highest calorie to have? It's not about calories. There are some things that will be low in calories that will have so much negative effects on your health. It's not about the calories. You can burn off. It might even be lucky to burn off the calories, but can you burn off the effects on your health? Can you burn off the effect of something on your health? Can you burn it off on the treadmill? You can't. So you're just limiting yourself to just weight loss and weight gain. What about your health? And then where the health is concerned, when something has affected your health for a long time, that's what causes all this stubborn belly fat, insulin resistance. You know, say this belly fat is stubborn. It cannot go down because you've taken something for granted for a long time, and you're doing it in the wrong way. Yes, thank you very much. So this will stimulate something for our viewers to take home when it comes to weight loss, exercise, nutrition, and then please, I'd like you to drop your details, how we can reach you, for this. I think I'm going to sign up as well. Okay, no problem. So my general advice to everyone trying to take their health seriously is that, and those are even not. So the advice is that it is not for some people. Weight loss, fitness is not for a specific set of people. Some people wait till it's already very late, till the doctor tells them, oh, you have this disease, you have to swallow these 4 pills for the remaining days of this year, and they start taking it serious. Don't wait till then. Don't be like me. That was, oh, I am slim and all of that. So don't be like, so you can start early. It's an investment that you will never regret. Investing in your health is not a waste. It can never be a waste. You can throw money in Bitcoin and it won't produce anything. You can throw money in a business. But if you invest in your health over time, and the information you have is an informed, it's not out of ignorance or random things that you saw somewhere, you will definitely, I'm a testimony, and my clients are testimonies too. I mean, there are a lot of things like people with hormonal imbalance reversed, a lot of things like people with stubborn belly fat, postpartum belly fat, that they got it down, like a lot of things. So it always pays off, and the confidence you will have, the good feeling. And some people have already gotten used to feeling a particular and feel, oh, that's normal. It's normal for my back to always pain me every Friday after the whole week. It's normal for this to happen, and it's not normal. There are some things that you settled for that are not even normal. There are some things that by the time you get on this side of getting fit, you discover that, oh, I've settled for nonsense for a long while. So you need to experience the part of you that, you know, God created you to be like. God made your body perfect, and your body is very smart. God made it such that you can even correct some things. Like your body is that smart. Even this blood sugar we're talking about, when you eat something that has high sugar, what does your body do? Your pancreas release insulin to bring it down, because that's danger. It releases insulin to bring the sugar level down. So that everything cannot. It's after you've not taken insulin that God put your body for granted for a long while to not turn against you. I'm saying insulin is a demon. It's the worst hormone in your body. Wow. Because you've taken it for granted. So please and please, it is for everybody. Fitness is it is not optional. If you like yourself, like your body, you want to be confident, love your health, and you claim you have self-love, just be fit. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much. So where can we find you?
Okay, for now, okay, I have I'm Niger Fitness Coach at Niger Fitness Coach on Instagram. Although I'm not that active on Instagram for now. I'm trying to focus on helping a lot of clients on WhatsApp, like having a personal relationship with them before we go out there and start with all the Instagram posts and all that. So I'm focusing majorly on WhatsApp now. So.
Okay. So we'll drop your WhatsApp number.
Okay, no problem. But at Niger Fitness, if you send me a DM on Instagram, I'll reply. If you send me on what's it called, TikTok or wherever, Facebook, I'll reply. Okay. And on what's it called, Twitter, I'm at fitness coach _ng. At fitness coach _ng. So I will definitely reply your DM, although I'm not that active there, but rest assured that on WhatsApp, I would have that close relationship with you and, you know, walk you through your fitness journey.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
You've heard it all from Jason Timileyin. I mean, your health should be your priority. You've heard the myths and the facts about weight loss, and you have heard some of, them she has debunked, and some of them she has, maintained that they are true. So if you want to reach out to her, she has, we'll drop her, details on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for having us today. Till we meet next time. Bye.